In the frozen heart of the Arctic, a giant awakens. The polar bear reigns with silent authority, moving through ice and storm like a phantom forged of frost and fire. Here, only strength survives, and the polar bear was born to conquer. Welcome to the reign of the polar bear. The polar bear moves silently through a territory where survival hangs on opportunity. Seals, with their thick, nourishing blubber, are the concentrated fuel the predator must have to conquer the harshest conditions. The wary marine mammals rise through small breathing holes in the ice, a portal between two worlds. There, the hunter can wait for hours. If a strike fails, it wastes no energy on frustration. It moves on and waits again. Strength is not its greatest weapon. Memory is what decides the outcome. The bear remembers where seals emerge, where they rest, where the ice narrows to a point of vulnerability. A solitary flow. A moment of carelessness. That is all it takes. An eruption of power from what seemed like complete stillness. And sometimes, when energy reserves are low, an opportunity silently presents itself. A young seal, inexperienced and out in the open. No prolonged contest, no wasted effort. In this frozen world, survival isn't constant motion. It is calculation, it is endurance. It is knowing that even in the coldest stillness, patience can secure a meal. As the sea ice recedes, the polar bear is forced to expand its options for survival. Reindeer are not its primary prey, but a target of opportunity, rare, unpredictable, and fraught with risk. But sometimes, it's the only viable choice. A fleeing reindeer can hit speeds of 37 to 50 miles per hour. When the distance closes, the attack is explosive. All mass and muscle channeled into a single instant. And once contact is made, the struggle rarely lasts long. In other scenarios, the scales tip even earlier. An older, weaker reindeer, slower reflexes, fading strength. Here, the bear expends less energy for the same reward. In a harsh and changing world, efficiency is everything. For the polar bear, an opportunity like this isn't common. It's invaluable. The walrus, a titan of the frozen Arctic. Its long tusks, sometimes exceeding 3 feet, are not just for defense. They are essential tools for survival in a relentless environment. Its immense size suggests a slow, lumbering giant, but this appearance conceals astonishing endurance and resilience. This raw power, combined with its sheer size and will to resist, makes it one of the most formidable and unapproachable forces of the northern ice world. When its preferred prey source dwindles, the polar bear is forced to adapt. A new target, larger and far more dangerous, the walrus. This is no simple quarry for the apex predator of the ice. A full-grown walrus can match, and even outweigh, the polar bear itself. Giant tusks, skin as thick as armor. A single misstep can lead to grievous injury. Sometimes the bear fails, a flawed approach, an imprecise tactic. In this confrontation, raw power is not enough, so it recalculates. A new opportunity emerges, a calf separated from the herd in the chaos. Panic shatters their formation, vigilance is broken. In this moment, precision is more critical than power. Or the bear targets the weakest link, an aging walrus. The predator reads the signs of fatigue with stunning accuracy. Success is not born from size. It comes from assessment, timing, experience honed by survival. In the Arctic, instinct is not blind aggression. It is calculated judgment. And when that judgment is true, the prize, though fraught with risk, is worth the contest. The beluga whale spends most of its life in the open ocean, far beyond the polar bear's reach. The opportunity comes in a fleeting moment, as the beluga surfaces for air through narrow gaps in the ice. A single chance, an opportunity that cannot be missed. When the moment arrives, the bear unleashes its full power. Not every hunt ends in success. As the sea ice recedes, the strategy shifts. The bear enters the water. It can swim for hours, holding a speed of nearly 6 miles per hour. Enough to patrol the sea's fragile edge. A successful approach brings an immense reward. A single beluga holds a wealth of fat and protein, a concentrated energy source to endure the long, lean times. The polar bear and the wolf share a frozen territory. One relies on immense mass and solitary power. The other survives through coordination, discipline, and the power of the pack. Conflict is always possible, but in the wild, confrontation is never emotional. It is calculated. Every move must weigh the risk. Every opponent must be measured. Even when the wolves gather in force, they do not enter the fray blindly. They seek certainty. Because in this land, survival isn't about proving dominance. It's about choosing the right battle and knowing when to walk away. When the Arctic's most powerful predators clash, the frozen silence is shattered. A single swipe from a polar bear can generate an estimated force of over 2,000 pounds, enough to knock any rival off balance. These encounters are not born of rage. They are driven by the need to survive. Food is the currency of this land, and when resources are scarce, conflict becomes inevitable. Experience often decides the outcome. The one who has endured more winters, more battles, who better knows their limits, usually holds the advantage. But conflict is not just about food. The breeding season pushes tensions even higher. The instinct to further the bloodline makes every encounter charged. A dominant male must secure his genetic future. When hunting ability wanes, desperation can become a threat. Adult males sometimes approach a cub not as a rival, but as an opportunity. Overpowering the young is a grim strategy, one that can bring a female back into her reproductive cycle sooner. And sometimes provides an immediate source of energy. If the mother is weakened, the cub has almost no chance to endure. But with a mother who is strong, resilient, and fierce enough, she becomes a wall that few dare to cross. Here, survival is not gentle. It is constantly tested, and only the strongest or the most determined will prevail. When the ice begins to thaw, it marks the start of a long ordeal for the polar bear. This is a season of uncertainty. Solid hunting grounds, once a stable territory, now break apart and drift. Seals become harder to find. Each successful hunt is an ever-increasing rarity. For the polar bear, it's a nightmare measured in lost calories and fading strength. In this season, opportunities are scarce. The bear cannot afford to make a reckless gamble. It must seek out prey worthy of the energy spent, a target that provides more fuel than the chase consumes. The polar bear is more than the Arctic's greatest predator. It is a living symbol of balance at the edge of the world. As the apex hunter, it governs the seal populations, safeguarding the stability of a fragile marine ecosystem. Its very presence shapes the behavior, movement, and survival strategies of countless other species across the ice. In this way, the polar bear isn't just a part of the Arctic. It is the force that defines it. Thank you for watching to the end. If you found this content captivating, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to join us on our next expedition into the wild.